this point as the kick's away. And Patterson not going to return this. It'll come out to the 25. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They will look to flush the memory of that pick six as we now have a brand new tie ball game here in the fourth quarter. Getting down to the good stuff. And this is going to be intercepted.
What is this nigga throwing, bro?
Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback
you fat as shit.
I can't believe what we just seen.
Absolutely. If you told me this coming in, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. On first down,
Yo.
run with Hunt. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw, Tannehill. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit over 80% of his passes. This week he's got over 50%.
This game is just...
Used to seeing a drop.
I don't care.
That number, not in this league, but a drop under 50%. That just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Thank you.
From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on 3rd down. Now it's Tannehill. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And his kick here is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17.
The fight.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on the defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so.
This nigga works in the government,
but I know
man.
as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
This I've never. He be in the chat, but I've never seen him before. That's AJ's wife. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away.
I don't know, man.
Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Yeah.
3 points separating these
I don't know.
two
That's the
sides
second
with
video.
2
I
minutes
ain't know
left to
who
go in the fourth.
nigga call my man a bitch. Yeah, niggas don't play around that bitch word, man.
4 yards remain for second down. Now Wilson. He's got Pickens complete. Finding space at the 40 and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive.
That shit is just funny.
Go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep.
Nah, AJ got hands.
Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
I told you that was the second. No, that was the second. You know what I'm saying? Jump. Like that's the second like video. Like they,
now I expect them to call a couple plays in the
make sure that nigga
if a tackle happens in
wasn't going no wild shit.
Second and 10 again from the 41. Out of the gun, a run with Patterson. And some room to work. And he takes this one down almost all the way.
Yeah, but it's not loading for whatever reason.
Yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. On second down, a run with Hall. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. Here's Wilson. And he fires one incomplete. Third and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down. Wilson to throw. Oh, hit and complete.
One chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Butker's kick here is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the save calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Tannehill. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
I like how he hold him to cut those progressions for eventually. His internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it. And he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Tannehill. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. This is taken at about the 14. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So the first chance of this overtime will go to Washington as we are back underway. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Charles, you think back to halftime, they had the big lead. They were in control of this game. They lost that lead. But ultimately right now, with the ball in overtime, a chance to win this thing.
And you know each guy's telling his teammate, just let it go. Don't worry about it. We're starting fresh right here. What happened before does not matter. What happens right now and going forward, that's what matters. Let's find a way to win this game.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. First throw in overtime now for Wilson. Hard throw, incomplete. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
Fourth down. Here's Wilson. Got his man. It's London. And he is going to have a Washington first down. They didn't get a lot, but they do convert on 4th. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. They'll give it to Patterson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And this is going to be a Commander's first down as good running gets them to about the 44. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all time.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of the play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right? You don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. Again, Patterson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. And he stopped immediately there. In on the tackle, the former All-Pro Chris Harris. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Give to Patterson, running to the right. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27, no first down. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. And with just 2 seconds remaining, the timeout is called here in OT. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This from 44 yards away. And Butker pulled it. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. Drama, drama, drama. We saw all of it in this one. Overtime all the way to the end of OT. The long field goal shot to win it, but they couldn't convert.
And because it's the regular season, we don't play more bonus football. We don't go to another period. It ended right there. You get 1 in overtime to get it done. Look, let's face it. That field goal attempt was a long shot to begin with. No pun intended, or maybe pun intended. But it doesn't go through, and it ends.